Okay, folks, as promised, this is the continuation of part 2 of my video of Israel. And I want everybody to know, before that I continue on with this, I know that I'm not the best at articulating this stuff, folks. You see, the problem that I have is this. Nobody's listening and everybody's being led astray, guys. I don't know of anybody that's awake in Jesus Christ right now around me. None of my family is. No friends are. They're not waking up to the apostasy, folks, that's taking place in the churches and what's going on in our media that we're being lied to about. And I don't want you to ever have anybody ever look at you and say, well, Jerry listens to YouTube too much. YouTube is against the Christians, okay? I just want to get that straight to you right now. YouTube is against the Christian belief. They want to put them off of there. As a matter of fact, they told KJ Osborne, or they didn't tell him, KJ told everybody. I don't know where he got his information from. They're losing $80 million a year because they're taking Christian material off of YouTube. So you see, YouTube is they're not for the Christian people. Okay, so, and I tried to tell you, I could even be wasting my time. I may not be here long. But anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, I ended my last video with telling you guys with a discerning mind that I had several questions about what was going on with the Jews that were over in Switzerland, okay? I got something that I want to add to those questions. When Hitler, when he killed so many of the merchants and he killed a lot of the business people, Jews that were in Germany, and he said that every clerk was a Jew and every Jew was a clerk. That was what he said. Can you tell me with a discerning mind then, why didn't he come over and go after the big bankers that were in Switzerland that were all supposed to be Jews? I mean, after all, they're sitting over there with all these castles and all this looted gold and everything else, supposedly. And he's over there talking about the Jews like a dog and stuff. And at one point in time, he made a comment that he could take Berlin, he could take the Berlin Fire Department and take Switzerland. So why didn't he do it? Right over there was where all the gold was. That was where all the Jewish merchants and stuff was. No, instead, the ordinary people, the ordinary Jewish people, was the ones that Hitler bothered, okay? It wasn't the big bankers that was over in Switzerland. They were financing Hitler. And they didn't care to finance him one bit, folks. Actually, to build the concentration camps and stuff. Jews pushing Jews out of Switzerland, Jews financing to have Jews killed. And then the man who says that Jews, the final resolution for the Jews needs to be a total annihilation, when the ones that's supposed to be at the top of the pyramid right in Switzerland, they're the ones that he's leaving alone and financing him, folks. You can clearly see what's going on. There's a difference. There's a difference in the whole thing. And so I have established this, okay? So, you know, now, the Rothschilds and the Warburgs and the Schiffs and stuff, they were always, especially the Rothschilds, they were the ones that established the state of Israel out of Switzerland. Now, I'm not going to go through all that trying to prove that to you. You can go down to my like videos, and in my like videos you can find the Rothschilds purchased Israel. Okay? Proof that they did it. So there's your video to go watch that. I'm not going to waste time with it, but it's a fact, okay? And so these Jews that you have, I've clearly separated them out from the ordinary people that was in Switzerland. And like I tried to tell a family member of mine here not too long ago, those Jews that are there are fake in Switzerland. They're not real Jews. And you might say, well, Jerry, where do you get that at? Let me read you some passages in the Bible right here, okay? This is Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and thy tribulation and thy poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say that there are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Okay? Now, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come to you and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. These Jews, guys, for some reason, are not real Jews. These people over in Switzerland. They've not acted like it. The whole thing didn't go that way with World War II. With a discerning mind, you can see that it's not the same group. They're either. I've thought often of this. Out of the 12 tribes of Jerusalem, they are either of the Danites that have been totally disowned by the Lord, or they're more Egyptian than they are Jewish, to the point where they're carrying the coattail of the Jewish traditions, but they got so much Egyptian in them that the Lord doesn't declare them to be Jews anymore. I don't really know what they are, but they're not the normal Jewish people, folks. Okay? So when it comes to this family member that I tried to tell her that the Jews are fake, the ones that are running the place, I just proved it to you. They're fake. And it tells you right in the Bible, here they are. But here, at the same time, most people don't understand this situation, and the Lord forgives you for it. Now, let me show you a passage. This explains this family member, and it explains most of you people. You all are no different. But unto you I say, and unto the rest of Thyatira, if I said that right, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan, as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden. In other words, what the Lord is trying to tell you there, most of you people are not going to have the burden of seeing what's going on like I have and a few other people. You don't see the difference between these Jews of Switzerland and normal everyday Jews that were persecuted in World War II. Okay? Most of you are never going to see it. But as for me, folks, I'm going to expose this stuff. Because here's the thing, okay? I'm not going to stand before the Lord one day and the Lord tell me, listen, Jerry, I showed you all this stuff. I envisioned to you all this stuff, and yet you didn't go and you didn't revelate the word to my sheep, which were drowning in the water in front of you. And that's what I tried to tell this family member. You are drowning in the water in front of me of incorrect information about this whole thing, and you don't know what you're talking about. Now, she ended up telling me, we're in Bible study of Revelations really deep right now. At the same time I was trying to tell her this, and she blocked me and everything else. Folks, that's pitiful. I would hate to be in Bible study of that nature. I wonder who was running that Bible study. It's just unbelievable, because whoever it was, they really didn't realize what was going on, just like most of you people don't. Most of you don't realize what's going on. But enough of that, okay? Now, so Hitler was with these people in this conspiracy. Many people says that Hitler was one of these German Jews to begin with. I don't know if he was or not. I think at the end of the war, I don't think he died in Berlin. I don't think he went to Switzerland with these people and probably ended up dying in the Alps with them. He didn't go to South America or all this other garbage you hear. And no, he wasn't right in what he done either in any way. Yes, it was a group of Jews with Lenin and Stalin and the rest of them that started the Bolshevik Revolution in the communist Russia. And he rode the coattail of that. And yes, there was a group of communists who were also Jews that tried to take over Berlin and Germany. And he said he threw them out. Now, whoever burnt the Reichstag down, I don't know who burnt the Reichstag down. I don't know if it was Hitler that burned it down or if it was the communists. And you're never going to know this either, okay? But as for me, I think Hitler was right in with them. Why? Because he didn't attack those Jews that were in Switzerland. Those bankers and the people he said that had robbed everybody through, he didn't go attack them, so there you go. I think he was right in with them. Okay. that have established the state of Israel. Okay? We're going to take a look at that. And I've got a series of photographs that I'm going to show you here. This first photograph that I'm going to show you is of Sean Haros's collection. And I told you about Sean Haros before. He's the same one that showed you the pyramid in this first video that I had that proved to you that the Egyptians are held up right in the Alps, and the Egyptians, the pharaohs of Egypt, are also the aristocracy that rules the world too, okay? I'm going to prove this to you later on in some of my later videos. But in this picture that you see that I'm putting in right here, you can see on the old Rothschild castle, Jesus is upside down on this castle. Does this go to show you something, folks? I mean, look at this picture. This should show you, this picture tells 1,000 words. These are the people who own Israel, okay? Now, let's go to the Halloween parties that these Rothschild people have. And they actually made fun of some of this on, well, they didn't make fun of it. They kind of simulated it in the Eyes Wide Shut. That, the movie Eyes Wide Shut for Hollywood, they kind of simulated this whole thing. But this first picture, we can see that one of the Rothschild women is dressed up much like the Baphomet, as you can plainly see in this photograph. The Baphomet over to the left, and she's over to the right. And so the Baphomet, you know, that's the spirit of Satan and of the LGBT. It's got the breast and the penis and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm not getting any further than that into that right now. Then the next picture that we see is when Audrey Hepburn actually went to the Rothschild castle, and she's got the birdcage simulation going on. This birdcage symbology is about the same thing that you see with a lot of these Hollywood women, like Beyonce and Katy Perry and all them. It's got the same thing going with that in the modern day world we live in. Now, this next picture that I've got for you, this is actually a cake of a naked woman. Who in the world would have a cake that looks like this, guys? That's just absolutely unbelievable. Normal people don't have cakes that look like that. Okay? Okay, now, I want you to take a look at some other Halloween pictures here that we're going to zoom on through for the next few seconds. And as you can just see as you're looking at these pictures, this is just not normal for people to dress and act this way. They are Luciferians, and they are on the list of the bloodline of the Illuminati. Okay? As you can plainly see. Now, after looking at these set of pictures, I have something that I want to tell you guys. This is a story that I'm going to tell you on a personal level that made me make a huge connection with these Jews and who's running this whole thing and what they are exactly. We know that the Switzerland bankers, we all know they're around the German, Austrian, Switzerland border. That's where they reside. They've been there for a long time. And so you'll see what I'm getting at later on in this story by saying that. But where I have been all over the United States of America, I have been around a lot of people, folks. I have been in Washington State, California, all the way up into Maine, Florida, all four corners of the United States. Nova Scotia, Canada. I've been everywhere. Every state in the entire United States, and a lot of places in Canada, like I just said. I've even been to Anchorage, Alaska a couple of times. So I've been in a lot of places and I've met a lot of people. And so I used to go to sawmills up in Pennsylvania quite a bit. And with these sawmills, one of them, I got to the point where I sort of started knowing these not Jewish, Amish people pretty good. And these Amish people, you know, they don't believe in electricity. They don't believe in a lot of things, and they don't believe in deodorant either. Okay. And so I got to the point where I knew them pretty good because I would go to their sawmill on a normal basis, and I would pick up lumber and bring it to several different points, you know, south of Pennsylvania, on down into North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, wherever. Now, these Amish, where they didn't use deodorant, they had a certain smell about them, folks. Where they were working out in the heat and in you know, in the sawmills and so forth. And it actually got to the point where I would even eat with these people some. They got to the point where they liked me enough that they would offer me food, and I would eat with them. And one of the sons of the man that had the sawmill, he told me, he said, it's highly unusual, Jerry, because most of the time Dad will never let an outsider man ever eat with us like this. He said he must see something in you that Dad greatly likes. Because for him to offer you food and come to the table to eat with us, he said Dad must really see something special in you. But anyway, to make a longer story short, so I got to know these Amish people quite a bit. So now you can see this picture that I've had up while telling this story, okay? Now, when I was down in, I'm not going to tell you why I was around the theater, what I was doing exactly. It was work related. I ended up being around a group of Jews down there that were working here not too long ago. And it was really hot there, man. It was over 100 degrees, okay? And I was working around them quite a bit, and all of a sudden I just looked at them. Then I caught a little smell of body odor, okay? And I was like, wait a minute, man. This reminds me of the Amish people that I used to eat with up in Pennsylvania. Now I want you to take a look at the pictures that I've got of this. And this proves to you that these German Amish that I was eating around, they're much the same people that the Jews are. Because they look exactly alike. They dress alike. They even hold their beards and stuff alike. So a lot of these people that you see are the rabbis that run the Jewish synagogues and so forth. They're Germans, folks. Now you might say, well, they're German Jews. Well, that might be the case, but what I'm trying to tell you is they come from the exact same place that the founders of Israel comes from. That's what this establishes. And with a discerning mind, let me ask you another question. The pictures that you see in World War II of these people that are killed for the Jews all throughout Europe and Asia, there's none of them looks like this, folks. I don't see not one picture in all my Time Life books, in anything that I have. I don't see not one picture that shows me a group of Jews that looks like these rabbis do, which look like German Jews. I can go through books and books and books, and it's ordinary people that dresses in regular clothes like I do, regular clothes just like people did back in the 30s and 40s here in the United States. They got the same dresses on, they got the same coats and hats, the same type of shoes. They didn't dress like these Amish people and these Amish rabbis. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, guys. With a discerning mind, you know those people have to come from the exact same place that the Rothschilds came from. They have to, okay? Now, to end this section 2, I'm wanting to show you something here at the end of this. And what I've got a picture of the federal court building here in Jerusalem, okay? To look down in Jerusalem at itself, at the Rothschild purchased Jerusalem. and slash Israel. And as we can see, over toward the left side, you can plainly see a triangle there with the all-seeing eye right on top of the federal court building in Jerusalem. Now, you know what this brings to mind for me when I see this? You know, John Hagee telling everybody, you better get ready for the fight. It's coming to the gates of Israel. Be ready, everybody. The fight is coming to the gates. Folks, the fight ain't coming to the gates of Israel. Satan is running Israel. Okay? If this doesn't prove to you, what else do I need to do, folks? Do I need to have the devil dance on top of the building and wave a pitchfork at you or what? Because as you can see, that's the eye of the Illuminati. Right on top of the building. These are the Rothschild architects that built this building. They spent several years to do it, and nothing was made by accident on this building, okay? Nothing was. So, guys, from what I can see, this court building, this federal court building, having this on top of it, this ought to be all the proof in the world that you need that the Illuminati is running Israel. What other proof do you need? I don't know what else that I can really say that would be even more extreme than what that picture shows. So I want you to give that some thought. And I want you to have a discerning mind about what you're seeing in these situations, folks. And when it comes down to this family member that I had that didn't understand what I was trying to tell her, folks, I don't think bad of her at all. As a matter of fact, she's one of the little sheep. She's one of the little lambs, just like you are. Most of you people, you don't understand. You don't know what's going on, okay? You don't. You're being led around by the nose by the New World Order preachers. These people are telling you that you're going to go out of here on a train ride, and they're telling you that you're going out of here like that in the rapture, because they don't want you to think with a discerning mind what is going on over in the Middle East and how could it affect me. Because what they're trying to get you to do is they're trying to get you to just think, well, I'm out of here on a train ride out of here when all this gets going, so I don't need to worry about what's going on over there. I don't need to look at it in depth. And there's where the big trap is. Because they're telling you a lot of the truth. They're preaching a great sermon. They're telling you everything that you want to hear to tickle your ears, and it sounds like a tremendous sermon. Okay? I've sit and listened to them. But where the big trap is after that sermon is over with, they tell you you're going on a train ride out of here because they don't want you to think past that. Okay? And then they don't tell you what's going on with Israel, how it was founded, who's really running things over there. You go to John Hagee with this information that I just showed you and show him these Halloween parties. Show him the proof that the Rothschilds purchased Israel. Show him the all-seeing eye on top of the federal court building. And see if his eyes convince you of the truth in this situation. Him or any of these preachers that's on television. Because, folks, none of them are telling you the truth. None whatsoever. If they were telling you the truth, the corporations wouldn't let them on the TV screen, folks. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Now, thank you very much for seeing my video. And this is part 2. I've got another part coming up, maybe 2 parts. Okay? So stay tuned for it. And I think you may learn a few things. All right? Thank you very much.